What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it, all right? It is the 28th day of June, and here we are, about 21 hours left in the day. $501 right now, finding a little bit of resistance here. I think we will. We'll see. I mean, we could be in a breakout moment right now, but looking at this on Coinbase, the second biggest exchange in crypto, moving up, seeing new relative highs, and we're getting less volume. That's not indicative of a breakout, in my opinion. We are potentially set up to reject the overbought zone while having higher highs with lower highs here. Bearish divergence. It's not really bullish material, in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised at all in Bitcoin Cash. It really is. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon, by the way. It really is a volatile asset. We can see this go below this low here from the 22nd of June, find a higher low overall, and still continue to produce bullish upside movements afterwards, right? So don't be scared if the price happens to go below like $440. Okay, I didn't think that this was the original path that we'd go on. I thought that we'd find support at higher levels, but just looking at it now and thinking about where I think Bitcoin's going to go and just knowing how volatile Bitcoin Cash can be, it really shouldn't scare us if we're down to like 430 or something like that. In fact, I want to see what's this low to high. What does that take us to? Maybe I should do the high to low. Hold on. You know what? I don't like any of these fibs actually. Hold on. Let's take this high to low. Let's do this one. Something around 420 to 395. Okay, something in that range. That's what I would expect. At the lowest, 344 stands to find support, but I don't think we get that low, you guys. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're in a much more bullish posturing than that. I don't think we're going to give that up. Let's see. Where are we in accordance to the overall lifelong consolidation phase that we've been in? Let's get it here. Hold on. Oh man, let me just put it right here, and then we'll extend it to the right. Come on now. All right, fine. Okay, there we go. Extend right line. Ooh, we are close. I bet we found resistance right at that, didn't we? Let's see. We went just above it for like the second or third time in Bitcoin Cash's life, man. We've gone just above it, yeah. We don't do that too often. Just above it. We're flirting with it, man. You flirt with it enough, you're going to get some follow through. You're going to get some penetration. It absolutely does happen. But you're probably not going to get it on the first date, right? Maybe we can try again later. Date number 2, date number 3, whatever, it tends to be number 3. So we'll see. At least that's what, that's what the movies make it out to be anyways. I don't know if that's actually a real thing. But $502 right now, likely going to go lower. And it's fine. It's fine if you go lower. Daily RSI down here, higher lows, right? If you go lower, just a little bit lower, nothing crazy, nothing too dramatic, higher lows like that. I can't draw a straight line to save my life. I'm trying. That was horrible. That was really horrible. Let's see. Lows coming up like this, right? Something like that. Yeah, it would actually be even a little bit lower than that. We can go below the 50. We actually know Bitcoin Cash, the RSI does not respect the 50. Yeah, we got one iteration here, but most of the time you find resistance just above it. I guess actually you found resistance just right at it right there. You'll find support below it, stuff like that, but something like that's fine. If you were to go that low, I would definitely think we get below this low here, and if we were calling this a relative high, low to high here, we would expect $420 to $400 probably. And from the current price, that's a 16 to 21% drop. That's not bad. 16 to 20% drop, yeah. And if Bitcoin Cash does that, I would assume the rest of crypto does that too. I wouldn't be surprised if you found support right at 420, man. Things are funny that way. You could go just below the 1414 and find support somewhere between $420 and $400, but that's if you go a little bit below 400, that wouldn't surprise me either. And if we happen to go all the way down to like 340, I think we're fine still, but I just don't see a big drop like that happening. I mean, what, Bitcoin Cash is going to drop 30%? I don't think so. So a little bit of turbulence. Do expect some turbulence. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame and see if, this is all assuming. So far we've actually done, and technical analysis is always just assumptions, but we're assuming that today closes red. If today closes red, this bearish divergence is accurate. It's actually there. If it closes green, we're gonna have to rethink things, and I'll have to explain myself. I'm gonna do some splaining in the next video that I make tomorrow. Rejecting the overboughts on here on the 1 hour time frame. Yes. Getting overbought, you were having no problem doing it. You're doing this classic thing, right? Higher lows, higher highs. Trend ended here. You're now moving sideways. You'll probably start a downtrend here pretty soon. You're probably going to move down lower. You're trying to be bullish, but you're finding it harder than you did a second ago. You're finding it more difficult than you did last time. Moving up without a lot of volume. You're trying, but you're just not getting anywhere. If I'm wrong, by the end of today, you guys, that we should be above like $512, $510. So if I'm wrong, get above 510 by the end of the day. If I'm right, we will likely go lower by the end of the day. 4 hour time frame might be more revealing. Let's see. See, this doesn't help us either because we have to wait for this. We have to wait an hour to close. So maybe by the time you guys watch this, you'll know. 4 hour time frame. We do have bearish divergence appearing, at least in appearance we do. It's not actual bearish divergence until we have a red candle close, which we might have in an hour, but we might not. We're only down 0.6%. We could definitely move up by that time. So it's very possible that we could go up. I don't think we do. We're going to stick with the downside idea. Okay, you know what to do if you want to prove me wrong. And I've given you the targets already, $420 to $400, something like that. To me, it makes sense that we would go lower. Yeah, I'm thinking the 1 hour, the 4 hour, they did not convince me otherwise. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. One last shout out to the Dragon Riders. Thank you all for being here. The Green Dragon, my friends, has been getting fat. Very, very fat and lazy. It's been sleeping for a long time. Okay? We're getting some, I don't know what to call it, some bullish prospects here. Right? It's been a nice handful of weeks since April 7th. It's been a good move up that we've had, pretty consistent, and that's nice to see. But I think we have a little bit of turbulence to go, maybe a bear trap, a red dragon trap, before we actually ascend to the skies. And man, when we break out of the zone, it's going to be fantastic. It really will be. Every day that goes by, you guys, that line, that trend line, that multi-cycle, lifelong trend line, which we just poked our head above today or yesterday, it's going to come down a little bit lower every single day. So when we make our next attempt to get above there, right, the second date, I think we're going to get some follow through. That's all I got. Take care. Bye-bye.